of the Heavy Hitter Tough Light in Greenville, South Carolina, and I wanted to show you what I plan to bring. Tomorrow the temperatures will be between 44 and 52 degrees, so it's a colder event, and I'm going to have more clothes, but everything else is going to be about the same. So first, this is the version 3 rucker with a hip belt and a sternum strap, which helps to make the weight feel less heavy. I'm going to put my 20-pound plate in the elevated plate pocket. There's a reflective strip built into it, so I don't need the 2 yellow bands. In the front slant pocket, I'm first going to place these Nylon Runners. They're not on the packing list, but they're useful to have, as I've come to learn. If you're carrying something like a jerry can, rather than having to farmers carry it the whole time or find a way to stick it on your shoulders or your back, you can put a nylon runner in it, and you'll be able to put it on your shoulder, depending on how long the strap is. It's also good for ammo cans or even sandbags if you don't want to have to hold a shorter bag like this the whole time and put your shoulders and elbows in an awkward position. So that's going to go in the front so that in case a teammate needs to help me grab it, they'll be able to access it pretty easily. I'll also put this bag of food in that front slant pocket because if I'm sitting down for a break, without opening up the main compartment of the ruck and making it hard for me to repack when it's time to go, I can just unzip this and pull out the bag as little or as much as I need. The fact that the bag is clear lets me find the snack that I want more easily. And I'll quickly go through what I have in here. I normally like to have something like jerky because it's meaty and salty and satisfying. It helps me refuel my muscles. Cheese crackers are another nice salty snack. I tend to crave salt, I guess, because of the sweat that I'm losing. An RX bar has a balance of protein and sugar and fat, so it's very satisfying. Sometimes I want pure carbohydrates like this Fig bar. The Lara bar has a balance of fat and sugar. I have a packet of electrolytes in case I need it. And then I have some packets of mustard in case someone cramps up. I'll be eating dinner right before the event, so I don't need a ton of food. That goes in the front. On the top inner pocket, I'm going to put this little baggie, which has my ID and $20 bill, along with a hair tie in case mine breaks. I also have Band-Aids and a blister kit. I don't get blisters, but I'll count that as my first aid kit. I have a second baggie which has tissues in case I need to blow my nose. I also have the mask and hand sanitizer for COVID times. That goes in the mesh pocket. I don't like to use water bladders because I have a harder time drinking out of it. I feel like I can only sip a little bit at a time and I'd rather gulp, so I like to use Nalgene's. Sometimes I'll pre-fill one of these with electrolytes or emergency. And sometimes for my 3rd liter, I'll bring tart cherry juice. These are good for back-to-back events because it helps to reduce muscle soreness. And I still have about half of the volume available for use, so that if I want to shed my mid-layer fleece, I can stick it in here. I'll probably stick the gloves and the headlamp in my pockets when it's time to get to the start. And I'll be wearing these shoes, and I'll probably drink something caffeinated right before the tough. I normally don't drink coffee, so when I do have caffeine, it gives me an extra boost. For my clothing, I have a performance hat, which will provide some warmth, along with protection from the sun when the morning comes. I have some buffs, which are nice for providing warmth with very little volume. It's good around the neck, and if it's really cold, it's good to pull up around your nose and mouth because you get that warm air that stays around you. I have Darn Tough socks. I like the long kind because it gives me extra compression. And this brand of socks is really soft and comfortable. Sports bra. A Challenge windbreaker, which has a hood, which is nice for keeping in warmth and protecting from wind. It also has a nice pocket on the side so that I can stash some food if it's time to leave our break point and I still wanted to eat something along the way. I have a Smart Wool base layer top. I have Smart Wool leggings for my base layer on the bottom. I have a fleece mid layer. I have simple pants that will go above the leggings. So all this is gonna keep me nice and warm for the event. When it's time for the light, I'll swap out the 3 liters in the ruck with 3 liters here. If I wanted extra space in my ruck, I could use a collapsible bladder like this instead of a hard Nalgene, but space isn't really an issue. I'll swap out the 20-pound plate with this 10-pound plate, and I'll swap out the bag of food with this smaller bag of food, so I don't need to think about what I've eaten. I just exchange one 1-gallon bag with another. And then for clothing, changing clothes right after the tough, maybe after a wipe down, will make you feel like a new person. So I have either this long sleeve tech tee or the short sleeve that I'll wear as a base layer. I normally like to wear long sleeve clothing for events, even on the hottest summer days, because it gives my arms protection if you have to do low crawls or if you have to berry hug sharp objects. But this is the hard hitter event, so I may want to wear this themed shirt. I have a second pair of gloves so that in case the first pair gets nasty, I have something clean. New socks, new underwear, and sports bra. And then another pair of simple pants and another Challenge windbreaker. 61 to 70 degrees doesn't seem that cold, but when you get sweaty and then the wind starts blowing and when the sun is set, you might get chilly, especially at breaks, so I still do want to have the windbreaker. I'll show you one last thing. This is the rest of the stuff that I'm bringing to the weekend. I have a bag of clothes that I can change into after the light. We may go to a brewery to celebrate, and we also have the drive back home, so fresh clothes will help. I have another bag of food for the time between the tough and the light, and for the drive up and down. I like to bring toiletries because it feels really good to brush your teeth after the tough. I have more water. I have a contractor bag to protect the seats in the car if we get back in after the tough or the light and we're really nasty. And I have some power banks for my phone in case we run out of juice. And wallet and more masks and hand sanitizer.